Why we can have waited? Huh? We can fund them. Start करता जा और money kind of करना station का verify पूरे और okay.
Smartphones must be permanently excluded from the school day, ideally from children's lives altogether. We should empower parents with a right to opt out of classroom tech in favour of paper and pen. And we should inspire generations of children to love, honour and cherish books. To conclude, if we want to produce a generation of responsible citizens, we must flip the current argument on its head. Rather than constantly having to prove that screen use is blighting childhood, we should ask simply, where is the evidence to prove that it's safe? If we take these brave steps, I believe we're away from catastrophe, return childhood to our young, and light the way to a hopeful future. Thank you. 2026 is 3 months away. It's not 2017 is 5 years out. In between, everything changed. The child call her back when it took kilos, space the feeding. Muscle keeping confused. I think it's going to have a scary child call her back. Of teenage girls between 13 and 15 are supposed to online nudity in a week on Instagram. You know about it. It's not a hard you've got families from across the nation whose children are severely harmed. Go on. Let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to them? Would you like to hear you're on national television? Would you like to apologize to the victims who have been harmed? Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these people? Percent of teenage people between 13 and 15 exposed to online nudity in a week on Instagram. You know about this point.
Yeah, those are kind of both. Condition. Yeah. Condition. Second. Yeah. बहुत नतीजे खाया मनी पानी दे रहा तो वहां करें नहीं मनी पानी तो सिर्फ हम पहले दिन काम पर बात उठाई होते हैं they have fishing if you they felt like condition sometimes no yes, so I can't look at it.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hello.
Walaikum salam. Sir, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Sageem, for your quick response. We are just waiting for Dr. Riza to start, to join, and then we will be starting, inshallah. I can see there are a lot of people who have not yet joined. That can you just please leave a prompt in the group to join them? सादिया आप अपनी ग्रुप में मेंशन करें कि स्टार्ट हो रहा है सेशन, क्विकली ज्वाइन, and someone in mail group also send a message to join in quickly. सकीम आप मैसेज करें मेल ग्रुप में और
ओके सर, मैं कर देता हूँ मैसेज, मैं कर देता हूँ मैसेज।
जी थैंक यू। और सादिया आप मैसेज कर सकती हैं, आप करें या शुमाइला आप करें। All right, people would be coming. Let's start with today's session. Dr. Raza is saying, let the people come and then we will start. So what do you suggest? Anybody? Should we start or should we wait for others to join as well?
ठीक है सर, इंतजार कर लेते हैं दूसरों का भी थोड़ा सा।
All right, thank you, thank you. Meanwhile, कल के बारे में अगर anybody has any questions, तो we are open to questions. Scene is that today we will, sir, Dr. Raza Saab plans to explain things, these terminologies, because there were certain questions coming up in previous session and after the session, obviously, when we were having. I was personally receiving these kind of messages that so what this terminology mean and all that. So Dr. Raza has actually prepared a presentation. He will be explaining these basic terminologies first, and then we will be having moving forward to the practical session, inshallah. Okay, meanwhile, Oppo CPH2565, please rename yourself with your original name. Can you hear me? If you are unable to rename yourself, please click to the participants and then click on your name. There will appear 3 dots from where you can rename yourself. Okay. Okay. All right, sir. I think we should start. 15 participants have joined, so remaining will be joining because it's 10 minutes by 3. So I think we should start.
Okay, thank you, Masood. Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Hello, am I audible?
सर
Yes,
आपकी
sir.
आवाज बहुत स्लो आ रही है
आ रही है या स्लो आ रही है?
स्लो
Hello,
आ रही है
hello. Is it clear now?
yes sir now it's better
Okay, thank you very much for your response. From the yesterday, we had some questions and queries from your side. So today we are going to sort out these terms and some definitions regarding the SmartPLS. So why this is necessary and why SmartPLS is important in research and in writing papers. So I would like to show you some PPT slides in 5 minutes, then I will share with you all. So before going to the practical version, I would like to define and describe some terms what are being used in SmartPLS. So what is actually this software is, so how it works and how these some thresholds, some definitions, some constructs and some items raised by you yesterday. So I would like to go to first PPT and then I'll do a practical work in SmartPLS. Okay. Okay. So can you see the screen share?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. Good. Uh, So what is a SmartPLS? It's actually a software having a graphical interface and is a variance-based structural equation modeling. It works on the variance-based equation modeling, and it can use as a partial least square PLS. What is it's abbreviated? So if somebody asks you what is a PLS, it's a partial least square that leads to the path, method, and approaches and strategies in that software. The next is that the why PLS method and why smart PLS software. So many of you have the questions regarding that. Why this software? Why not others like MS, like another Lizero and some other softwares? They are also working. So why smart PLS? Because the smart PLS is a it makes the fewer demand regarding the sample size. It can work in a small sample size also. Like yesterday we mentioned that at least 200 samples, but in MS you need a more than 500 samples. So Smart PLS can work on the less than if you have a student version, someone mentioned in the group, it can work about 100 sample if you have, then you can also analyze and make some report and tabulation and interpret your reports also. So if you have 100 samples in a student version of Smart PLS, then it is a feasible, it is a possible, you can use this software also. So PLS can applied in complex structural equation modeling and a large number of constructs, etc. PLS doesn't require a normal distribution of input data, and PLS is capable to handle both reflective and formative constructs. So we will discuss these. What are the reflective and what is the formative construct? And it also can handle the second order method. Maybe in this next if there's a Next type of workshop, we will discuss the second order method, how it is going to be report and going to be analyzed and interpret in the papers. And specifically, it is useful for the prediction. So we usually analyze the data to make the predictions and forecast in our papers. So what is a reflective and what is a formative? Here we have two graphs and figures. So this is a reflective type of or method of analyzing data. If there is a Y or if there is a dependent having three indicators, so the arrow shows that if the arrow shows to leads to the left hand side or right hand side, sorry, it goes to the right hand side, it is a reflective measurement method. And if arrow comes to the Y side, is a left hand side, or you can say this to the main variable, is a formative method of analyzing. So usually reflective method is all items are measured in the same constructs, therefore they must be correlated to each other. And where is while the formative method, these items are not correlated to each other, so they directly reflect it or format it, the method. So from here you can see there's a construct here. Y is a construct and these are its indicators. So there's a construct, or you can, in other words, you can say it's a latent variable. And if you see the arrow leads to this side, an arrow direction and arrow move forward this direction, you can call it exogenous form or type or something, which from word exist. It's an exogenous arrow relationship. And when you see in a formative method, the arrow comes to the Y side, it is a called endogenous construct or type of end word, or you can say it's endogenous reflection. So all items are also here. This one, and this one. Also in this one, you can call them indicators or manifest variables or factors. Don't be confused if you find a manifest variable in paper, or if you find a factor in paper, or if you find a indicator in paper, you can report all of them in your words. So usually in PLS, we have two type of approaches. Yesterday we measured one of them, and today we will combine both and how it works. So yesterday we analyzed the PLS algorithm. Usually in academic language or in scientific way, we call it measurement model. Yesterday we analyzed it. And next one is the structural model. So yesterday we measured like a CR, AVE, and alpha, and the factor loading, and VIF, and other testing like model fit indexes. So all of these measurements are measured in the measurement model. And the next one, we have a hypothesis testing, and we have to test the relationship between constructs and variables. So we will go to the structural model. So data analysis using PLS, like this is a PLS, and yesterday we measured assessment of measurement model. In measurement model, usually we measure the convergent validity, already mentioned, and the discriminant validity, yesterday we already discussed. And in structural model, we need to measure the R square. We discussed hello, effect size, predictive relevance, usually is called Q square, goodness of it, and hypothesis testing or path coefficient. Usually in structural model or structural equation, we measure here. These parameters are going to be measured, are going to be tested, are going to be found or verified. Next, assessment of measurement model, like outer model, like in measurement model, we discussed yesterday the convergent validity, it should be, it must be like the reliability must be greater than 0.7. Composite reliability, there must be 0.7, and AVE is called average variance expected or extraction. It must be greater than 0.5. If it is a less than, then you can quote some authors. There are a lot of authors who publish their papers. Less than this, these indicators are indexes also. But according to this PLS, this is a range, or this is a Maillard index. If you have more than this one, your model is perfectly fit. And if you have less than, then your model is a weaker or you have some problems. And then the next, we have a discriminant validity, like a cross loading, usually we call it factor loading, and other is a variable correlation or root square of AVE. We usually call this AVE. We can have a square root, then we will find this one. So what is a validity and a reliability? Why we measure this one? So under measurement model, two type of validity will be assessed or being assessed: convergent validity and discriminant validity. So what is a convergent validity? It is the degree to which multiple items to be measured with the same concept are in agreement. According to the Hare et al., this is the author who usually write on work on convergent validity. He mentioned that factor loading, composite reliability, and AVE, he gave us a cutoff and threshold, the range. According to Hare et al., he said that the factor loading must be greater than 0.7 CR, like composite reliability. This should be greater than 0.7, and AVE, it must be greater than 0.5. So according to Hare et al., if you quote him, if you quote this author, so you can interpret your results according to this. The next, what is a discriminant validity in measurement model? This is the degree to which items differentiate among constructs or measure distinct concept by examining or assessing the correlation between the measures of potentially overlapping the constructs. What are these? This is a cross loading, like in other words, you can call it sector loading. And next one is variable correlation or root square of AVE. So we will calculate the AVE's root square. So next one is the assessment of structural model. Till here, we measured the measurement model. Now is a second step, assessment of structural modeling, like a bootstrapping, like a testing hypothesis. So in this method, what we measure the beta coefficient or hypothesis testing, and we measure the R square, effect size with the F square, predictive relevance, usually called Q square, and the goodness of it. So these are the authors who measure some indicators like R square. Like he suggested that if you have R square that above 0.67, it is considered high, while values ranging from 0.33 or 0.67, it is called moderate, whereas the values ranges between 0.19 or 0.33, it is considered as a weak R square. So according to Chin 1998, he gave us these ranges. So if you have a R square 0.67, your model is considered to be stronger or is considered to be high range or high valued. If you have values between this and this, you have moderate values. And if your values are in R square, ranges from this one, you have weak R square values. And then if you have a less than this one, your R square may not be acceptable or it cannot be presented in your paper. So you need to modify, revise your data and something. But according to Falk and Miller in 1992, they proposed that R square value 0.10 as a minimum acceptable level. If you quote this one, then this is acceptable. So these two authors gave us the R-square values and their ranges. So effect size, what is the effect size? According to Cohen, 1988, he interpreted that if you have f square above 0.35, it is considered to be large effect size in your model. And if it's a f square ranging from 0.015 to 0.35, it is considered to be a medium effect size in your model. And if you have this range, it is considered to be small. And if you have f square less than 0.02, they are considered to be no effect in your model. So we will also measure the effect size of the model, that what type of effect we have in our model, like large, medium, small, and no. So predictive relevance is the next one, the value we measure here. There's a cross validate redundancy, CV rate, usually in abbreviation we call it, and cross validated communality we measured in the predictive relevance. For this purpose, we look into the CV rate according to funnel criterion, like yesterday we measured. So we also will be measuring this one in today's lecture. So these are the other goodness of fit indexes. I will share with you. You can see and you can predict your goodness of fit or measure your model. Like there's if the goodness of fit is less than 0.5, there's a no fit in model. If your goodness of fit 0.1 to 0.25, it's a small goodness of fit in your model. And if you have in this range, you have medium goodness of fit, and if you find greater than this one, 0.063736, it's a large goodness of fit in your model. And then there's a mediation. Today we will measure the mediation analysis too. Yesterday you also mentioned. So what is a mediation? Mediation is a mediator or someone who mediates between constructs and variables. So mediator path, like we have three concepts, like motivation, like learning, like performance something. So we have one path, path A, path B, and path C. So motivation affects the learning and it impacts the performance. So from motivation to learning, we measure the performance. So here we have learning is a mediator. While we have motivation, it also can directly impact or affect the performance. If you learn from the motivation, your performance will be measured by the motivation also. So here, learning is a mediator variable. So these are the authors who gave some their criterion, their indexes also. I'll share with you. Okay. So okay. Now we are going to practice these what we discussed in PPT. So yesterday we discussed the measurement model. So we are going to repeat the same. I already make this model, but I'm going to repeat it again to let you know how to build this model, right? So I'm going to create a new project. So you can name it according to your will and wish, what you're going to save. I'm going to name it like lecture TRE2. Okay, here I have created my project name. So this would be your building your structural modeling here. Then you need data to import data from your PC or laptop or something, you need to have sorted out. You can screen data, you can polish your data first, and then bring here, sorry, to import it. So I already have screened my data in SPSS. So I'll show you the SPSS view. So you can code first your data. Like I have this questionnaire, and in which I ask questions from the respondent, and they responded accordingly. So I have like a gender, age, income, education, another one, like I'm going to interpret it. Okay, like education and literacy, entrepreneurial and intention, prior entrepreneurial knowledge, entrepreneurial exposure, and prior entrepreneurial exposure, and parental entrepreneurial exposure. And then other one is a farming exposure. I have asked from the respondent, they can answer in a dichotomous or binary numbers. So I coded them here in values block according to this. You can code them if there's a no response, or if they have said they have no experience, you can put it here 0 with a no, and then aid here. And if you have yes, you can put it code number 1 and then yes and add here. So these 4 to 5 questions are in dichotomous, and I have these values or these questions are asked from the respondent in the Likert type of scale. So I have coded into strongly disagree to strongly agree. You might know before in the SPSS. So you can code your all the data into SPSS or Excel according to your questionnaire, and then measure your questions according to this one. So while you have a gender, you can make it a nominal, age, income, and education, you can make it a skill. And if you have a dichotomous variables, you can make it a nominal. When you find that you have Likert scale, you can measure in the ordinal method. So you may save your folder, and you can import your data into PLS. So we go to the PLS. I'm going to import that data into SmartPLS. So I have this one. I have sample 309. So I import it here. And then you don't need to move, or you don't need to do anything here. If you want to change here, it's up to you. You can rename here, but you can just import, and then your data will be in your interface of SmartPLS. So here I have imported all my data in which I found one is a missing value, but it won't affect to if I analyze my data. And when you find you have a raw data here, so it's a raw data. So go back. Now I imported the data. Now you need to create the model, like a structural model. So in lecture 2, this is a project name and model type. You may choose the PLS or progression or process or something. We are working on PLS SCM, so I'll choose this one. So I will rename the model like lecture 2, because I have a project name also 2, or I'm putting the 3. Don't be confused. Okay. So after giving it a name, then you will find this interface. And here you have all the coded values like gender, age, income, and dichotomous variables also, and your abbreviated values. So in my method, in my paper, what I published in 2021, so this is data from that one. So I would like to draw the same method, same pattern. Maybe I'll show you in my paper. Okay. This was a paper is published in class 1. So I analyze a multi-group analysis, but I'm going to show you the framework what I designed. So we will construct this one. This is a framework you have to design first, and then you can decide to construct your model in PLS. So the entrepreneurial education is affecting the entrepreneurial intention and personality trait of people. They also affect the entrepreneurial intention, and they are also, sorry, impacting through attitude towards behavior, subjective norms, and perceived behavior control. These two variables are impacting through this one. These three variables are mediator. They can mediate the relationship between these two, and gender also impacting on entrepreneurial intention. So we will draw and we will make the build this model. So go to the PLS. So over here we have the variables. So first of all, you need to choose these. You press shift, and with the help of mouse or cursor, you can select it. Then just drag them to the interface, and it will come, and just press the enter. It will come here. Okay, I moved one variable over there. The next one is a SN, like subjective norm. Shift and select with the mouse or cursor. You just drag over here and press enter. It will come here. The next one is a PBC, like perceived behavior control. So select them first and drag over here and press enter. It will be in your interface. The next one is a education. It has a three indicators. So I'll put here. And the personality trait, I'll put here. So if you want to change its direction, because it's indicators direction towards the reflective mood, so I'm gonna change. So go there and change here. Sorry. And then the next one, the last, what is going to be measured, entrepreneurial intention. You just put here and press enter. You have this magnetic. So when you design your model, so you just check this magnet, then you will find this arrow that your constructs are equally on the standard line. So what the distance between them, like this green line is being shown. So when you uncheck it, it won't show. So see, you cannot see. But when I click it, then it will show me that how much difference or what is the distance between them, and how can you draw your model. Okay. Sorry. The next, the last one was a gender. I just put the gender here and press enter. Now we will connect them to the model. Just go to the connection, connect EE to ATB, EE to SN, EE to PBC. One by one, you can connect it, and PT to PBC, PT to SN, and PT to ATB. Also, this PT, like personality trait, also impacting entrepreneurial intention and entrepreneurial education, also impacting entrepreneurial intention. And gender, either male or female, they are also making effect on your intention too. So our model is ready now. You can design according to your will and wish. If you want to make move or more appealing way, you can just click on your arrow. Here we have an orange dot, so you can drag and move your arrow because it will be more appealing way. Okay, so I just changed. You may save it. It will be saved in your directory. Now we will simply make the measurement model. So PLS SEM algorithm. This is a measurement model. We will measure first what is the measurement model. Go to the PCA and just start calculation. Okay. Sorry. So we have analyzed the measurement model. This is your figure. You can report this figure also. You can see this is the model, and you can portray, you can interpret your this figure also in your paper. So first of all, we will see their loadings are above 0.7. You see here is a greater than 0.7, while you see here is a less than 0.7. This is also less than, sorry, 0.7. So when we go to the report blog, you can go to open and report. You see in the factor loading, like outer loading here. In outer loading, you can see all the loadings in their respective column, they are loaded. But yesterday they were all green, but here we have some red values. Like in ATB, we have one construct or one indicator shows less than 0.7. And in PBC 3, we have less than 0.7. So it is also in red one. And also in SN, we have SN1, we have less than 0.7. So it doesn't matter, it loaded. So you can report all of them. But there's a criterion. If it's more than that, your model is strongly fit. But this is also okay. It's a moderately fit also. So you can report. So these are the factor loadings. You can just copy over here and put it in your Excel sheet and make the tabulation. And then next you can come to the construct relationships or their coefficient. You see yesterday there were all the positive values, but there is some negative responses in the model. You see over here, this is a negative value. You can drag and move anywhere. This is a negative relationship, like EE is negatively related to the SN. Like entrepreneurial education is negatively affecting to subjective norm of the person. And gender is also negatively impacting. Why? Because they have many concerns, many variables, many factors they can measure this one. Why it comes to the negative. So it doesn't matter. You don't be confused. You can also report these negative values also in your paper. Next, go to the report, and we found the factor loading first. This is okay, like this table is okay. Next, we will go to the R square. Like we mentioned in the PPT, that what is the R square, then how much percentage change it brings, and what is their range. So ATB is 0.31, like 31%, and EI is changed like 0.556, is a 55.6%, and PBC is 40.0424. When we multiply this with 100, we calculate the percentage, it will be a 42%, and SN is derived here like 0.299. When we multiply with 100, it is a percentage is 29.9%. So our R square is acceptable, and intention is also a high value. We measured like 55 according to the PPT. We have measured a good R square. Next, you may go to the construct reliability and validity. We also portray, we interpret and present these values in paper. So while you find this one, this one, this one, like less than 0.7, then it doesn't matter. You can quote the authors, what authors you find here. Here, they also gave some suggestions. You can interpret and quote them or cite them, their paper, and they also mentioned and they reported in their paper. So it doesn't matter. So this is a nearly to the 7, so it doesn't matter. You don't need to delete from your model. So you can report it, simply copy and make a table. Like I have made the tables in my paper. Okay, this is a like a dichotomous or binary number, what I presented in my paper. You can see how you can tabulate your data into your paper. First, that was maybe table 1. And there's a validity and reliability. This is the table what we are going to discuss. In our PLS, we calculated like a Cronbach alpha, composer reliability, average variance extraction. You can see from this table, we all measured these. So you can arrange according to a alphabetical order or as it is, you can interpret. So these are the constructs in the model, like these all the constructs like EI, ATB, EE, PTSN, PBC, etc. So I gave them full name and their indicators, or you can say items, then the vector loading, and find here the vector loading or outer loadings. You can put it these values in your vector loading column, then CA, then CR, and then AVE. So you can tabulate your data according to this method, and then you can give them their full name and make the notation also. The next, you can measure the discriminant validity of a kernel criterion, or you just make this correlation also. So I have this funnel criterion, then this is a correlation table. In other words, you can say. So you can also put this table in your paper. So let me see if I have put it. This is like a discriminant validity. So I also put into my paper. So you can also put in your papers according to your appealing way or design. So in the measurement model, we just put these 3 tables like table 1 and table 2 and table 3. The next 3 tables you can access from the bootstrapping method. And if you have problems in your data, you can also, some editors or some reviewers may ask from you that you have VIF problem. So you can also show this VIF column along with the vector loading. Here you can insert your column here. You can also do your VIF and make it a more appealing way. Okay. Question till now. Hello. 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 Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any confusion, you may ask a question. If anyone have confusion till now, or if you don't understand yet, you may ask a question, then we will move forward. Till now you understand. You can save your this frame, and if you want to transport this one, then you just save from this one, the right click, or just export this image. Then it will ask you in which form or type you are going to save your this figure. So I'm going to save this in PNG to external drive. So I will just export this one like lecture 3. So I'm going to export this one to workshop file. This will be a figure number 1 or something, figure number 2. So it will be saved in your PC. So you can just right click and go to export. So you can also to your figure into your paper. Like I have also put into my paper here. You see, and you can change the colors also. This is easier and friendlier. You can change if I'm going to change this color. Over here, you have color box. So if you want to change the border color, like I'm going to change border color, it should be red. And I'm going to change this inner color over here, or text color. You may change it. So I'm going to change this color as something appealing. It's depend upon you. So you may change according to your will and wish. Hello.
जी सर, आवाज आ रही है हमारी?
हाँ आ रही है बिल्कुल। सुफियान आप बताएं क्या मसला है?
जी सर, ये बताइएगा अभी अगर हमारे पीएलएस में हम कोई रिजल्ट रन कर रहे हैं,
हम्म
उसमें हमारे रिजल्ट जो है उसमें अल्फा की वैल्यू है वो 0.7 आ रही है,
हम्म
और बाकी की जो वैल्यूज हैं जहाँ आर एच ओ ए है या कंपल्सिव रिलायबिलिटी है वो
हम्म
हमारे पास रेड कलर में शो होती है। उसका
हम्म
हमें क्या करना चाहिए, ये उसका
हाँ
क्या?
एक्चुअली ये ये इस स्मार्ट पीएलएस की रेंज उन्होंने रखी हुई है, जिसने इसको बनाया है ना,
जी
उन्होंने
सर।
इसकी रेंज रखी हुई है इतनी। अगर इससे बिलो भी आती है तो बहुत सारे साइंटिस्ट, बहुत सारे ऑथर्स उसको रिपोर्ट करते हैं अपने पेपर्स में। देयर इज नो नीड टू बी वरीड अबाउट दैट। दिस इज एक्चुअली द पर्टिकुलर रेंज। अगर इतनी है तो ठीक है, अगर नहीं है तो आप रिपोर्ट कर सकते हैं। इट्स नॉट इश्यू, इट्स नॉट प्रॉब्लम। अगर इससे इससे ज़्यादा आती है तो वेल एंड गुड। इससे कम आती है तो आपका मॉडल वीक कहलाता है, लेकिन यू कैन रिपोर्ट इट।
ठीक।
एनी अदर वन?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम डॉक्टर रज़ा।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम शुमारा शहजाद, वेलकम।
जी सर, आप बहुत अच्छा गाइड कर रहे हैं हमें। लेकिन मेरी एक
थैंक
कंफ्यूजन है जो कल भी थी और आज भी है कि आपने तो जैसे सारे फैक्टर्स सारे सॉरी कंस्ट्रक्ट्स लिए और उनके आइटम्स थे आपके पास। तो
हम्म
अगर मेरे पास कोई ऐसे फैक्टर्स हैं जिनके साथ मेरे पास सब फैक्टर्स भी हैं और फिर उनके आइटम्स,
हम्म
तो क्या मैं आइटम्स की जगह पे उनके सब फैक्टर्स लेके सारा मेजरमेंट मॉडल दे सकती हूँ या वो गलत होगी बात?
नहीं, आप इन इससे आगे, यहाँ सपोज यू हैव दिस वन, एंड इससे आगे आपके और सब क्वेश्चंस हैं, राइट?
हम्म।
और उसके आगे आपके इंडिकेटर्स हैं।
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल
ठीक,
इसी तरह कह रही हूँ।
एग्जैक्टली। तो आपने यहाँ पे उसको बनाना है इस तरह एज अ योर कंस्ट्रक्ट, एंड देन यू
जी
गिव देम वन और टू योर main variables what you have asked, and then you
जी।
can show your indicators. You can run easily. So maybe in other lecture maybe we can construct those complex method what I said second order. That's a second order method in PLS. So it's an advanced level analysis in PLS method. So you
ओके,
can,
यानी ये
it's
पॉसिबल है।
definitely is possible. It's not a rocket science. You can, and you can report it and you can analyze it.
लेकिन अगर मैं सिर्फ सब फैक्टर्स देती हूँ, इंडिकेटर्स नहीं देती हूँ, तो मेरा मॉडल वैलिड नहीं होगा।
क्योंकि आपने मैयर
एम
किया
आई
है
राइट?
इंडिकेटर बेस पे। या यू आर राइट। एक्चुअली आपने मैयर किए हैं आपके रिस्पॉन्सेस ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ इंडिकेटर्स दे रिस्पॉन्डेड यू।
जी।
तो आपने उनको उनको ही रखना है। वो कैसे होंगे, 1 to 7 होंगे, 1 to 5 होंगे, 1 to 9 होंगे। वो ही एल्गोरिथम के थ्रू आपको यहाँ पे देंगे आपकी सिग्निफिकेंस।
ओके, थैंक यू।
हाँ, वेलकम। एनीवन एल्स?
सर ये मेडिएशन एनालिसिस और मॉडरेशन एनालिसिस में क्या डिफरेंस होगा?
मॉडरेशन एक्चुअली अनदर टाइप ऑफ एनालिसिस जो मॉडरेट करता है अपने रिलेशनशिप को, और मीडिएशन एक ऐसा एनालिसिस है जो बहुत सारे आता है। सपोज डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप, लेट्स सपोज ई का ई आई पे ये डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप है, ठीक
जी
है।
सर।
तो उसकी वैल्यू ये आई, हमारा कोएफिशिएंट या बीटा वैल्यू ये आई है, राइट।
जी
और
सर।
हम्म, और मैं इस ई आई का यानी एटीपी के थ्रू इस पे देख रहा हूँ। वो हमने ड्रा अभी नहीं किया, ये सिंपल मॉडल मैंने ड्रा किया। तो मैंने ई का एटीपी के थ्रू ई ई आई पे देखूंगा। तो यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक दूसरा एरो मैं ड्रा करूंगा, तो यहाँ पे एक वैल्यू आएगी जो इससे डिफर करेगी।
जी
यानी इसका डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप इतने पे मैयर हुआ, यानी 0.285। और मैं लेट सपोज मैं करके दिखाता हूँ। लेट सपोज यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक ये
ये
नया
मैं
एरो आया,
ये
ओके।
ठीक है ये
ये
mediation है।
ओके,
जी
so we will just go to algorithm and analyze it. So you see the difference. Over here we have 0.15 and here we have 0.67. So EE, when we analyze it directly, it has a 0.267 value on this one, okay. And when we measure and when we analyze EE through this one, this is the mediating it. This is making some negotiation between, like bargaining, like is a kind of agent, okay.
मीडिएटर। जी सर।
मीडिएटर इसको कहते हैं, एजेंट कहते हैं, या कोई भी आप इसको नाम दे, बिटवीन like someone who negotiate between parties. Then it has a value like this one. So डायरेक्ट आपका किसी के साथ वास्ता है, तो आपकी अप्रोच, आपकी परफॉर्मेंस कैसे होगी, आप किसी को कॉल करते हैं या आप मैसेज भेजते हैं तो वो रिस्पॉन्ड कैसे करता है। और अगर आप किसी को कॉल करते हैं किसी के थ्रू, तो आपको रिस्पॉन्स कैसे आएगा। सिंपली ये इज दैट।
और
समझ में आया?
मॉडरेशन अलग होगा थोड़ा, मॉडरेशन अलग चीज होगी
वो
या ये
ये वो अलग है, वो अलग है।
ये सब उसका भी बताइएगा थोड़ा।
वो हम करेंगे उस पे, अपना जो सेकंड ऑर्डर मेथड है उसमें हम मॉडरेशन वेरिएबल करेंगे,
राइट।
ओके। आई एम गोना delete this one, or we will also measure this one too.
डॉक्टर रजा, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन।
Okay, again Shumana Shiva.
अभी आपने एक एरो ड्रॉ किया और आपने कहा कि अब ये मॉडरेशन है, तो इससे पहले ये मॉडरेशन
नहीं,
नहीं था।
ये मॉडरेशन हम डिस्कस नहीं कर रहे थे, हम मीडिएशन डिस्कस कर रहे थे। This is a
यानी
mediation or mediator or yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
सॉरी, अच्छा मैं ये कह रही थी कि इस एरो के ड्रॉ करने से पहले ये मीडिएशन मॉडल नहीं था, ये डायरेक्ट मॉडल
नहीं
था।
नहीं, ये डायरेक्ट मॉडल था, हमने
जी
मीडिएशन
जी,
अभी डिस्कस करनी है,
ओके ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ठीक है। हमने
और ये
सिंपल एज अ डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप मेजर किए थे। यू कैन गो टू सेलेक्ट एंड डिलीट दिस वन, और ओके आई डिलीटेड because these are directly related.
सर मैं
Hello, yes,
हेलो सर, सुन रहे हैं सर आप?
yeah,
सर ये मैम ने
yeah,
क्वेश्चन किया था सर, क्या बोल सकता हूँ सर?
second, yeah, sure,
सर अच्छा, ये आपका एक वेरिएबल है एटीबी, तो इसका आगे आगे सब वेरिएबल हो और उसके इंडिकेटर्स हो, तो आया हम इस तरह कर सकते हैं कि सब वेरिएबल को छोड़कर डायरेक्ट उसके जो इंडिकेटर्स हो वो उसमें जम कर सकते हैं एटीबी में?
नहीं, ये नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि आप मैयर कैसे करेंगे उनके रिस्पॉन्सेस, क्योंकि आपको रिस्पॉन्स जो मिले हुए हैं, लेट्स सपोज आई एम गोइंग टू द द स्पीसीज, suppose I have
जी
this
सर।
question, main question is this, like attitude towards behavior. In that one I asked the one
जी
question,
सर।
like
जी
मैं
सर।
सपोज आपसे पूछता हूँ कि आपका बैकग्राउंड में कुछ साउंड आ रही है।
हाँ सर, अजान की है सर।
अच्छा, Can you hear? Am I audible?
जी सर.
Okay. So I ask from the respondent that they can be agreed with my statement or disagreed with my statement, or they cannot answer to my question or something like that. So I just ask someone, what is your attitude toward behavior? मैं आपको एक गिलास पानी का दे रहा हूँ, तो उसमें शुगर मिला के दो, आर यू एग्री और नॉट? तो उन्होंने मुझे रिस्पॉन्स, सपोज मैंने एक क्वेश्चन किया, राइट? तो उनका बिहेवियर कैसा मैं मालूम करूँ। उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ भाई एग्री हूँ, आप इसमें ना 1 चम्मच शुगर मिला दें तो ये अच्छा बन जाएगा, राइट? तो मेरे रिस्पॉन्सेस यही थे। अगर मैं उसी से आगे एक क्वेश्चन और करता हूँ, तो इसमें अगर मैं रूह अफ़ज़ा भी मिला दूँ, तो उसका बिहेवियर कैसा होगा? समझ रहे हैं मेरी बात? हेलो
जी
सलीम?
जी जी सर, समझ रहा हूँ, सुन रहा हूँ सर आपको.
ठीक है। तो आपने
जी
इससे
सर.
आगे और क्वेश्चन किया, यानी ये लिंक क्वेश्चन होता है। यानी पहले आपने क्वेश्चन किया कि मैं आपको पानी दे रहा हूँ, उसमें शुगर मिला रहा हूँ, फिर उसमें अगर रूह अफ़ज़ा का मैं आपको एक और चम्मच दे दूँ तो आपका एटीट्यूड या बिहेवियर कैसा होगा? तो उसका रिस्पॉन्स यहाँ पे
सही
आएगा,
है.
वो कैसा होगा? वो
सही है
एग्री
सर.
करता है, नहीं करता, कोई शुगर के पेशेंट्स हैं, कोई जिम्नास्टिक हैं, कोई, उनके रिस्पॉन्सेस यहाँ मैयर होंगे। तो आपने कोड करने हैं उनको, फिर आपने मॉडल बनाना है उसका। तो रिस्पॉन्स पे बेस होता है आपका एनालिसिस। वही देते हैं रिस्पॉन्स, वही आंसर देते हैं, वही सिग्निफिकेंस बनाते हैं। हम ऐसे नहीं कर सकते अपने ताई या अपने से ही इनको, जो रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा, जो आंसर आएगा, एग्जैक्टली वही हम लिखेंगे तो आपको वो डेटा आंसर देगा। अदरवाइज इफ यू आर गोइंग टू डू अ मैन्युअल वे, देन ये सॉफ्टवेयर पकड़ लेगा आपके एल्गोरिथम को।
ओके सर, समझ गया. सर एक
ओके।
दूसरा क्वेश्चन मेरा ये वीआईएफ वैल्यूज जो है ये तो इंडिकेटर वॉइस आई हुई है, आया ये वेरिएबल वॉइस या लेटेंट वॉइस आ सकती है?
हाँ डेफिनेटली, आप इसकी वी आई एफ निकालना चाहें तो भी आ सकती हैं। हर कंस्ट्रक्ट की वेरिएबल की वी आई एफ निकाल सकते हैं। आप वी आई एफ
काइंडली सर अगर वो
लिखिए।
प्रोसीजर बता दिए.
ओके, उसके लिए हम नया मॉडल बना, ओके मैं इसको,
ओके.
हाँ, ये नया मॉडल बनाना पड़ेगा। मैं आपको ना पर्सनल पे आ जाए तो मैं आपको करके
जी सर.
दिखाता हूँ। ठीक है।
ओके सर, कोई बात नहीं.
हाँ
ओके सर.
हाँ। एनी अदर वन? Okay, no confusion, right? Till now we are clear. We are going to draw the mediation between the variables. We just simply extracted or analyze the direct relationships. And now we are going to connect, go to just connect this box and connect the ATB to entrepreneur intention, connect SN to entrepreneur intention, and connect PBC to entrepreneur intention. Before we had other values, different values, EE or PT on these mediators. Then now we are going to measure the mediation between, then our values will be appeared here on these arrows. Simply you just go to calculate PLS algorithm. Now you go to the path. Before we calculated on PCA, now you can calculate on path because we are going to measure the mediation. Okay. Now you see we have found out, we have analyzed our values. Here you can see the EE has a relationship on entrepreneurial intention and R square is 0.599, like, so it's a 59 point something percent is a strongly acceptable in our model, in our thesis, in our paper, and its relationship is a impacting like this percentage, like this coefficient is impacting like that. And then while EE is mediating through ATB, then it shows us like a 0.092 is a meager or smaller type. Like I just gave you an example. If you have a relationship with someone, if you are making call to them, they will respond you directly like this, means they will respond you quicker. And when you call somebody or you have someone something, they will respond you like this. maybe they see your message, but they don't want to respond you. So the response from the mediation is lesser than response by direct way. In a similar way, uh, I have measured the EE response from with the by the SN2. So it has a direct relationship like this one, but it has an indirect relationship like this one, 0.16. So this is also lesser. And the next, I also measure the EE like entrepreneurial education impacting through or by EBC to this one. Like this is someone like a head of the department. Sorry. So you are going to approach them through someone who know them, who have their friendship, who have relationship with them. So you make a call to this man, and he convey or send you a message to this one and see the response. The response is a negative. So while you have a direct relationship with this man or this person, you found out the positive and a strong response. And while you have mediation, then you have a response like a negative or positive, or but in a small or is a negligible, you can say. In similar, when we have a personality trait, someone personal, I ask question. So I have this one, 0.503 as a direct relationship, and say similar way, this also has this one, this one, this one. So mediation of both these variables is the same. So you can construct your relationship in a direct way, or you can construct your relationship in a mediation way, because the mediation is a more likely to interpret in your paper, because the direct relationships are already published. They are hugely published paper. So you can make your model as a complex model, then a reviewer and editor and they can accept your paper. So here we have a indirect effect, like you can say their total indirect effect and specific indirect effects between the path. So PT through SN to EI has this effect. EE through ATB to EI has this one effect. So you can see the indirect effect is this one, and total indirect effect is that. PT to this one and EE to EI, like entrepreneur intention. Okay. If you want to save this figure along with their loaded values and their coefficient, you just right click in this interface and export this image to your design directory, what way you want to export it or save it. I'm going to export this one. Before I export it without values, now I'm going to export this one with values, like loaded values or analyzed values. So this would be your figure. You can just copy, like put in the word. Okay, I just copy you and then paste here. So you can put in your Word file or something. It will show over here like that. Okay. You can save it. This would be your PLS. Now we are going to move to the structural modeling, like we discussed in PPT. This is a measurement model. All we discussed till now is a measurement model. In measurement model, we discussed the loadings, we discussed the reliability, we discussed the collinearity or VIF, and we discussed the model fitting and discriminant validity and null criteria. So you can make 2 to 3 tables from the measurement model, and then you can go to analyze the bootstrapping or significant or hypothesis testing. Let's suppose I hypothesize that in my paper that education is positively impacting the entrepreneurial intention. This is my hypothesis. Okay. But according to the data, when I analyze my results, then it shows me that either positive or negative. Then you have a null hypothesis and one you have uh, hypothesis one. So you may portray, you may picture, you may interpret your results according to your hypothesis. In my paper, like I'll show you. Maybe you can design according to your question that the entrepreneurial education is positively related to entrepreneurial intention. Or I suppose I am hypothesizing or proposing this assumption that education may negatively impact someone's intention, or personality trait may negatively impacting the entrepreneurial intention. Suppose I hypothesize these two hypotheses, hypothesis one and hypothesis two. So you can put your hypothesis here and here in your framework. Okay. So to verify, to test these hypotheses in your paper, we will calculate the bootstrapping method in PLS. So here there's a range. You can put your data. It's a range measured by the PLS. You can maybe reduce up to the 1000. If you have more sample size, then it will be easier to calculate it. And then check over here to parallel processing, and you can measure two-tailed significance level, and you can make your significance level on 0.05. If your variable is p-value, like p-value, you can change over here, or you can put it as it is. Then this is a bootstrapping setup. Next, you go to the PLS setup. You just check over here is a path, and you see in data, if you have missing values or something, you can change or make it the values or replacement. So go back to the bootstrapping setup. Before it was there was a 5000 because our data is 300 and above. So I just make it simpler. So I move to this subsamples like 1000. It would be easier to calculate it. So I just start and show you. It will take more samples. If you less samples, it will be faster or more quicker. So we analyze the data in significance way. This is the significance. So how we see the significance? Go to the report, go to the path coefficient value, and check over here. There you have like mean value, standard deviation, t statistics, and p values. So we have ranges over here, like a t value should be 1.95 or above, then your hypothesis is valid or your hypothesis is significant. And p value, what we design is it should be or 0 point less than 0.05. Okay, so we found out that ATB to entrepreneurial intention, the T value is 1.122. It means it's a less than 1.95, and same P value is also greater than 0.15. So it means that this is a non-significant effect, but positive relationship. The correlation is positive, but is a non-significant effect. While we have entrepreneurial education on ATP, their relationship is positive. Their mean is also positive. Their standard deviation is like this one. Their key value is statistically significant because it's higher than 1.95, and this p value is significant, and this is less than 0.05. So this table you can put in your paper. I found from my data these two variables are non-significant because they have non-significant relationships, but all others are significant. So you can interpret or you can discuss your results accordingly. You can report this also non-significant relationship with a negative non-significant effect, but negative relationship. This one is a positive relationship with a non-significant effect. So you just copy this one, or you can put into your Excel sheet and make your table accordingly. So this is a one table in that one. This is a direct relationship. Then you can make the confidence interval also. Some authors, they put the confidence intervals or confidence intervals with biasness. So bias corrected also. So it depends upon your paper. You can make it more appealing. You can put these two boxes also along with this one. You can add over here. You can interpret your data. Next one is that total indirect effect, like total indirect effect from, if we go back to EI, go to the report, and I'm going to find the total indirect effect, EE to EI. So it has a positive relationship, significant with the T statics is is above than 1.95, and P value is also less than 0.05. So these two, like entrepreneurial education and personality trait on entrepreneurial intention, have positive relationship with the significant effect. Either you may put the T value in your table, or you may put the P value in your table, depends upon you. So many authors, they put the both, or you can put any one of the value in your tabulation. Or next one is specific indirect effect, like it will show you the mediation or mediation effect between them. So while is a personality trait mediated by subjective norm to entrepreneurial intention, so it has a positive relationship, but even and significant effect, while we have a p-value is greater than 1.95, and t value is greater than 1.95, and the p-value is less than 0.05. So you can interpret this one according to your results. So in this table, while I have a specific indirect effect, and it is called mediation effect, I found out only two variables are significant, except all fours, they are non-significant. But out of these four, two are negatively related to the entrepreneurial intention, but two are, this one and this one, are positively correlated, but they have a negative effect on it. So significance is negatively affecting or something. So this is a mediation. You can copy and edit in your Excel sheet. Same is likewise when you put this table, you can put the confidence interval as well in your table. Now next one is a total effect. This is a total effect table. Like this is a coefficient effect, and total effect is a similar type of table, but it will show you all the relationships with the concepts, like gender also over here. So the two variables were non-significant, but all other were found out like significant with their respective relationship. Like these two values have negative, but one of them is significant and other one is non-significant. And then you can also add your confidence intervals, either negative or positive. This is their range, 2.5 and 9.7.5. So from this hypothesis testing, we put this table into our paper, one table, table 2, and here table 3. So in measurement model, you extracted table like 3 tables, and from the bootstrapping or significant analytic method, you found out the 3 tables, and you have a significant, and some of them we found out that there's a non-significant, but their relationship is either negative or positive. It depends upon it. So we will interpret these tables according to our discussion, to cite and to quote some authors, that if we found out the negative relationship, then there may be some factors behind that. Then why it comes and why it happened, the negative relationship. Then why the respondent answers like that. So there may be some pros and cons between them or among them. So this is a significant method. You just go to calculation, bootstrapping, and choose the path and then calculate it simply. Okay, in this way, in inner model, you just want to show your coefficient and p-value. Over here, you will see your path and coefficient value. Can you give me one moment, please? I have a call. Maybe I'll lead to the Masood, then he may get some questions, then I can attend the call.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much. I'll be asking some questions, and then I'll write it. All right. Anybody has any questions so far?
सर
I'm much like
करते
okay. Wait a minute. Just let me go through these. If I will you. Yes. Who's this? Who was asking question? It was anybody?
सर मैं जुबैर हूँ ये इसमें मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस कैसे करते सर
Okay. Just a minute. Multiple regression analysis. How to do
और मेरा सर
multiple
एक
regression.
दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि एलएस ओएलएस और पीएलएस में क्या फर्क है और पीएलएस क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है
Okay. MS, OLS.
LS, OLS and PLS, and why PLS is more important or better way.
Okay. Just give me a moment. So that difference. Y, P, and S. Okay, it was MS, OLS, and PLS difference, and why PLS is
Yes,
important,
sir.
right? Okay.
Yes,
Anybody
sir.
else who has some questions or something? Okay, we have another question. Is GOF value is auto-generated? Or we have corrected? Okay, three questions, and kindly also share the correct versions, which is not possible right now. Okay, so does this impact in terms of publication? If all vectors have more than, okay, this copy, and how to create brown dots between constructs. How to create brown dots between constructs. Okay. There you in which table we show it to. So we are having a lot of questions over here. I'm just writing them so that we can, yes. Shumala. Okay. Okay, could you please repeat this one more time? What you want to repeat, Bushra? Okay, and is R ratio similar used for similar analysis? Okay, okay, okay. All right. Sir, we have a lot of questions over here. I'll be asking one by one. So, a first question it goes like, how do we do multiple regression analysis? Dr. Raza, over to you.
Multiple regression in PLS.
Yes, sir.
Hmm, yeah, good question. Actually, we just mentioned in our PPT that in simple PLS SEM, we calculate measurement model and structural model only. So in PLS, we have other methods also to calculate it. Then you have to design the framework according to that. We have more than four other methods to calculate the regression in the PLS. We are concerned only in PLS that we will calculate measurement model and structural model. So that's why we constructed our framework accordingly. In next one, we will design and we will rebuild our method like from the PLS. We are we are just best over here. In this one, we have two steps. One is a measurement model, another one is a structural model. Then in the next step, there's a CBSEM, is a covariance based structural model. The next one is a GSCA, and next one is a process, and fourth one is a regression. So we just started here. We are concerned for this workshop for the PLS SEM. For this one, you can also uh, design your or build your model, and you can regress your data according to your questionnaire and something. So for the today and from the yesterday, we are concerned from the PLS SEM. So in this method, in this approach, we discussed structural model in which we count out, we found out some loadings, reliabilities, validities, and other variables, VIF and model fitting. And at structural model, we found out some hypothesis testing to verify our hypothesis. So we didn't calculate the regression yet. So we just count or we just calculated only PLS SEM. It is possible you can generate your model and you can regress your data. You can make it a new project and make it your regression analysis too. Next one.
Thank you so much, sir. We have another question that is, what is MS, OLS, and PLS? What is the difference between these, and why PLS is more, important, and why should we use PLS?
MS and PLS. Actually, the PLS software built by some German company, and MS, another structural modeling, equation modeling approach, the software or built by the SPSS, integrated with the SPSS like IBM. So there are two companies. They have built these two structural equation modeling, and other one is a Literal. If you have found out the Literal, that also advanced level structural equation modeling software. These are the companies they have made. So what is the advantage? What is the benefit to use this Smart PLS? Because the Smart PLS is a user-friendly interface, and you can analyze up to the 100 sample, up to the thousands and thousands of samples. So in MS, we won't calculate. We are unable to analyze like 100 samples. When we have a qualitative data, while we have some quantitative data, so we are unable to calculate in MS. So the best version and the most advantage or most uh, user-friendly interface of Smart PLS. That's why we are going to use this one. This is a most favorable and most easier to use one. Next one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. GOF value is auto-generated, or we have to calculate it? That's the next question.
In the first analysis, it is auto-generated by the software according to your data. It can generate based on your responses. So either it's on a significant level and model is perfectly fit. So while you found out, let me see here, and we calculate the PLS algorithm on PCA and then calculate. We have in the model fit. In simple PLS SEM, we don't have GF, but we have NFI. Like it says a normed fit index. It ranges between, like it must be greater than 0.90. But in our model, we found out that it is a 0.566. So this is a saturated model, and our model is that 0.56. So we have a less than, yeah, like a half of it. So why is it lesser than? Because we have some these uh, like they are less than 0.07, and this one is also less than 0.07, and this one is also less than 0.07. And you may find in other indicators, if you have less than 0.07, it means that ATB1, TB1, SN1, and PBC3 are loading below the standard index. So when we need to increase our model fit, if it's 0.056, so you need to go to delete this one, and this one. Let's suppose I'm going to delete this one, and this one, and I'm going to reanalyze it. Let's see if it's some improvement in our model fit or not. So you go back, calculate PCA, and then see the model fit. See, it is a more improvement. Like before there was a 0.0566, now we have 0.06. So while you have a less loading like on threshold, then you can delete your uh, the, the critical values like red values in the factor loading. So before we have here the some factor loadings were values were in red. Okay, so you can improve, you can enhance your NFI up to the standard level. So then now you can report your model is fit. Okay. Masood, are you there? Do you have another question, Masood?
Yes, sir. We have a couple of more questions. Uh, does this term impact? I don't know which term she was referring to. The term in terms of publication. If all the factors have more than zero point 0.7, then that paper have more chances of being published.
Definitely, if you found your threshold levels are above 0.7, then your data has no concern, no biasness. So the editors will make sure that you have no manipulation in your data, so your data is correct and rightly responded. So definitely you have more chances to get publications, but you don't have to defend your less or smaller values. You can confidently report your paper, and they have more chances to get publications.
All right, thank you so much, sir. We have another question, which is how to create brown dots between constructs.
Brown dots. I didn't get you. What is a brown dot?
All right, this question was
You mean this one? Uh, you can see on a screen this dot.
uh,
ये
who
सर
I
ये डॉट्स है ये डॉट्स है
ये dots नहीं है actually. When you click on the arrow, when you click on the relation, just click on it, and then you can make or drag according to your how you want to put your arrow, or you make your framework more appealing. You just click here, it will show. Okay, then you can drag and drop.
ओके सर
This is now.
समझ ओके असल ग्लास ग्लास को कुछ दो दो पर
Next, we have a question, which is in which table we will show VIF values is R Studio used in the similar analysis. Okay, acha, in which table we will show VIF values? One question. And the second question is R Studio used for the similar analysis?
Yeah. Okay. R is another software, is a data analysis software, and graphical software also is a language based and coding based software. It's another advanced level software. Maybe if we have chance, then we can conduct R Studio analytical way, another way of analysis, make a more appealing and more attracting your papers in R. And next was a VIF. where to put the VIF values, you may just put in the table like table one you put the factor loading in your table, then you can just put along with the factor loading, because the factor loading would be the same like items, then VIF would be the same. Like I have inserted and added here like factor loading. You can add here or here, before or after, it depends upon you, or you can put in the end of the table, doesn't matter. So it depend upon you. You can just put with the constructor liability and validity table.
Right, thank you so much. These were the only questions that we have got. If anybody has any further questions, you can ask.
Thank you very much up to now. So maybe if you have any confusion, you may type here or you may ask directly. Then for the next session, hope you have learned a lot of things from the SmartPLS. For the next session from the SmartPLS, we will go to the CBSEM and regression analysis. If you have a chance to get connected with you guys, thank you very much till now.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Reza Saab, for joining us for this comprehensive workshop. It was really amazing. And I hope our students would have learned a lot of new things about Smart PLS and how to interpret data into from Smart PLS. And I'm really thankful once again to you for taking out your time and scheduling it in with us. So if anybody has last questions, we are okay. And then if not, we will be concluding this session here.
सर हमें स्मार्टनेस का कार्ड वर्जन दिया गया, क्या ये फोर्थ वर्जन हमें मिल जाएगा ट्रैक वर्जन?
Sufyan, you will have to look on internet maybe. ज़ाहिर है हमने भी वहीं से इंटरनेट से ही ज्वाइन किया है फॉर ये मिला है हमें 4 मिला नहीं था तो हमने 3 ही यूज़ किया मतलब डाउनलोड किया तो अगर आपको 4 मिल जाता है तो डू ऑल्सो शेयर ऑल्सो डॉक्टर रजा वुड लाइक टू एड ऑन टू इट इफ ही वांट्स
Actually, who's asking question?
इज Malik Sufyan.
Malik Sufyan. Actually, this is a paid software. Actually, you may have to subscription on it. It's a yearly based subscription, or if you want to buy it, then it is also possible. You can buy from the company, or you can buy from the some some who agents who sell it. But that was a 3.2.8 version. What is also paid one. So we share with you guys as a free of cost. We didn't charge any of it. So for the practice purpose, you may go to that one also. And then if you want to go to the SmartPLS 4 and advanced one, then you can pay from or subscribe or from the institute or organization, you can buy from it.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Reza Saab, for your comprehensive explanation on to this question. So I hope, Sufyan, you would have received your um, response. If you have any further questions, you can ask. Anybody else who would like to ask any questions, you are open. You are welcome to ask questions. If not, we will call today's session off. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, we will share, inshallah. If someone need paid version, kindly contact me. Nice. Sufyan, you can contact Mr. Muhammad Sagim. He has paid PLS4 version, and also you can contact us for having this. If you want to buy this PLS Smart PLS4 version, so we can also manage the paid version for you as well. Clear? Anybody? I hope it is clear. So if you want to get the Smart PLS version 4 for paid version, you can contact me or you can also contact Sagim as well. Clear?